Right on. It is Tuesday, and if it's Tuesday, you know that it is Man Cave, and our apologies right from the onset for Sheila Kwamboka. She's not feeling too good. Roy Karuiza, I believe, is on the way, and we are chilling here with Pastor Korea. Mankush mwenyewe baba. Bora wako. Uko kama mno kutoka kutoka ngozo. Madhani ya washo. Yeah. Ongea ingine. Yeah, hiyo hapo nimefika. Mimi yako unajua yote. Unajua. Gine ndio ni moro gidikurasi yageshoka. Umezimix. And Mankush is building today. Today we're talking about a very interesting topic. It's called test drive. And this, of course, is what we're using as a general term because it is the morning hours. So we're trying to, you get a picture of what we're talking about. In this case, and for the purpose of this discussion only, the woman then becomes the vehicle. And so we're asking, before you purchase the vehicle, that is maybe get married, should you test drive? Which is sex before marriage. Yes. And so just to paint the picture for you, that's what we're going to be kind of delving into today. The SMS line is 22422. That line again, 22422. And then the hashtag to use is ManCave. Get talking with us. What are your initial thoughts? Yeah.
Well, number one, I want you to understand who I am. I'm a pastor.
This is true.
I have a church called Joy Center. It is in Bruce Spring Hotel.
Yes.
So up basement. Now, really, we have to follow God's way if you want to make our marriage successful. And God's way is, don't try what you are telling me now. Yeah? Before marriage. It is called immorality. Umaraya. Unaona? But people do it because they have hard heart. But it's not according to God's will. Because if you keep on testing the vehicle, you are wasting a lot of your calories. Number one. Yeah? Utapeana the best kids outside. Okay? And when you get serious now in marriage, utakuwa na weak seeds. Because the fertile ones, you just heal them. And the woman should not accept that. Because she is fearfully and wonderfully made. She's not a vehicle. Why should you test me? Get married. Let me get married to you. And then you'll be doing whatever you want anytime you feel like. Kama dawa ya malaria, asubuhi, jioni na saa 10, And then you have to understand what will make us separate is death. If you'll do that until death, I want to tell those people who are trying to do that. A woman plus a woman minus a woman, less than a woman, greater than a woman. The answer is a woman. Yeah.
And but you said we should, first of all, base the argument on who you are.
Who you are.
So you are a pastor.
Yes.
Living in a world where Badinet and Neka Vulumasema, it still goes on. Why do you think people feel the need to test drive before Afike Pale?
It is because of the height of the IQ.
So that's how many wajinga.
Yeah. The height of the IQ, because me as a lady, I don't want to be a pick and pay thing. Yeah? I don't want to be so cheap. I want to give myself a class. Okay? And the class that I'm going to give myself is not any Tom, Dick and Harry to come and try to drive me. Because I will lose dignity. And at the end of the day, the devil will paint me rangi ya kuzoeana. Yeah? And men have got no secret. Women can hide what they have done with a man. But a man, because I want to down whatever you, and to simple you, I have to be telling you, unaona ule dem, jamaa, acha nikwambia last week. Na, ukikwambia last week, that's the dem you are interested to marry. What have we done? We have reduced your esteem. And then you start hating her. Because you say, oh, kwani amejaribiwa na wangapi? Amegurumishwa na wangapi? That's the question we start
Asking.
Asking ourselves. And I want guys to know that marriage is a covenant. It is a covenant. And in every covenant, blood was shed. Why should I shed my blood with a man who will not marry me?
But let me ask you something. So, from your estimation or your view or comment, and Roy is going to jump in a little while, you're talking about. So, are you saying that the blame is on the lady? Because remember, IQ. Is it the lady's blame? Do we blame the lady? Do we blame the gentleman? Why do you think?
No, we blame the society and the way they have framed this thing, because whatever you continually hear, you eventually believe. Yeah, and maybe the teacher who taught you what you know taught you error effectively. It was error, and because it was taught to you when your minds were vacuum, you believe I must be tested. Okay, so I don't want to blame either a lady or the man, but I want to blame the system that we are living in. It is as we form habits, but the problem of the habits that we form, they decide our future. So if the generation that we have now, they are going to know that's a way of life, they're just going to give in it. Why are we now in everywhere preaching about no circumcision of women? Why? Because we have realized the truth. But to other cultures, they cannot change because it's a habit they formed. Now, this habit of testing, if we form it and it becomes a culture, to get out of it, it will be a problem.
Itakuwa shida.
And that's why Yesu akitaka kuzaliwa tena hatapata bikira.
Well, it's from comments there from Mankush as well. Remember, the hashtag to use is mancave, and also our SMS line is 22422. And as I promised you earlier, Roy Karuhiza is with us here. Pastor has been saying, what are his truths?
Use the word truth sparingly.
Yeah, that's why I said his
truth.
Niake.
And
from his view. So he said a couple of things, but before I get to what he said, so we can get your point of view. What is your point of view? Why do you think that at this stage people have felt sort of the need that you must test drive before ufike hapo kwa purchase?
You know, the difference between what is happening now and what happened a few years ago, a few 400 years ago, in the days of Wakanda,
yes,
the real one.
That's what I was missing.
Yes.
The Wakanda.
No. Whatever he's bringing.
The days of Wakanda.
Yes.
At that time, people were very honest. Right? I think there's a sense of dishonesty that has started living within us, I must say. Yeah. In the sense that a while back, what you see is what you get.
Right.
So you don't have to test drive it. If you actually like the car and looks like it performs, then you go to the showroom and get the car. So when
zero mileage.
Yeah. When they said zero mileage,
yeah, they meant zero
mileage. Yeah, when you say zero mileage, you mean less than a few 100,000, right? Because of social media making us begin to package ourselves for people, we're packaging ourselves to represent ourselves in different places. We're not honest to who we are, right? So the person you actually get, ni kitu ambaye fourth hand, what's your third hand, I'm a second hand.
Fourth hand.
The fourth hand, unapata. So what's happened is we started packaging ourselves the way we want people to see us. So which means we're not sure about the person we're meeting.
Right.
So it's making us say, like, before I even get caught up with someone, let me begin to test and see whether who the real person is. In Muze's time, yeah?
Mzee Kush.
In Mzee Kush's time, it was very clear. What you see, if this girl behaves like this, that is exactly who she is. If that man behaves like that, that's exactly who he is. You're not going to get a different product. So that's forcing people to be able to do that. Secondly, I think we're treating relationships very casually. We don't want the end game. The reality is we don't want the end game in these relationships. When I start doing our Can We Stay these days, or I start having a Can We Baby, yeah, it's because I'm actually not interested in the end game from day one. It was never part of the plan. We are comfortable with those packages and that relationship and where it sits. For us guys, what is the sad story is marriage is not an important priority. It's not. See, I'm going to do all the things I can do when we're married. I'll be with you in certain rooms. I'll be with you certain reproduction elements are needed. And then certain financial obligations, and we're done. That's a wedding or a marriage to me or a relationship to me. And we have lost the essence of what those relationships are. So, me Nasema, at least these guys had relationships. As guys, I'll tell you for now, test driving is a must. You don't know who you're talking to.
Because, yeah, and also just looking at even the comments you have, because earlier on pastors alluding to the fact that the problem could or may or may not be the lady, even said, remember IQ. The comments, remember, SMS line 22422. Somebody says the problem is with the lady because if she says no, then she can retain her dignity. Somebody says first let pastor then tell us what marriage is and what constitutes or brings the marriage together. The name of the guy is called Maina. Somebody says here you need to test drive in case the lady gari perform vizuri sana kwa barabara. Keep telling us what your comments are on Twitter 42 and also hashtag Manke.
Willis.
Yes.
I have bought cars. My first car was KMJ.
That's a bike.
You see, it was KMJ. Toyota 1000.
With 2 wheels.
You see? I had to test it because I think I was 27th owner. You get me? But of late, I went to showroom. I bought a new car, which was 0
mileage.
Why should I test it? So it also depends with the way the person who is being tested,
how they carry themselves.
Yeah. How am I carrying myself in a society? How are guys talking about me? Are they talking about me as an odd thing? Or as a fourth, as my brother is saying?
Fourth
hand thing? Or they are talking in the village and in society as if I'm a 0 mileage car.
I want to ask a question as well because this is something that we get a lot. Some of the arguments that are made for test driving is what if you buy the vehicle, brand new X car, let's call it the Willis car, a brand new car from the showroom like you said, and 0 mileage, ufike mbele ufike uone kitu ilikuwa advertised na kitu yenye naendesha saa hii performance haifanyi kazi vizuri sana.
The problem that you have today is you are comparing death with somebody who is sleeping. It cannot merge. Come to understand this. This is a human being. This is not a machine. She is a human being. So whatever problem she has, how many guys has gone to how many guys have gone to university, to colleges, and so a nice lady who does not have the nyungu ya mtoto because she have aborted for 7 times, but the girl is outside. How can you know? Even if you test drive, you cannot know unless she opens herself to you.
I think, Willis, the fact is, let's be honest, there are men who have chewed more laps than Manyangas here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they have covered all the routes in Nairobi. So I don't know why we're pretending that we're the most innocent animals. As guys are proper Manyangas.
So it's not about, and that's another thing I was going to get to. It's very easy, like, for a lady, just in the constant, like you said, for covenant, there must be the shedding of blood, see. But for men, nobody really measures, yeah?
About chapping laps and all that,
right,
yes?
Yeah.
I think one important part is brought out is your integrity can chapa laps. It's not always about your physicalness. It's just because of the attitude and how you behave. Begin to say you're all over the place. You're with everyone and anyone, right? So in that whole idea in this world of trying to be social, we end up getting ourselves involved in all kinds of strange relationships where we want to fit in today, right? And since you try to fit in, you start forcing yourself to change yourself to suit all kinds of animals. There are some hyenas with 3 legs, some with 2, some with 4. So you're not just a normal mafisi. Yes, mafisi. Ya miguu mbili, kuna zingine za miguu tatu, all kinds of fisi. So you're behaving in all sorts of ways to fit into a certain group or clique.
Right.
Then, what ends up happening is, finally you want to settle down, you've played all across the table. So actually what you are is, that's why the people feel they need to test drive because they've seen the way you behave. But that's a real, as I told you again, it's today's behavior. Because the money, people were comfortable with who they are. These days we really hate ourselves. And we package ourselves for other people, and therefore we're doing so many other things that we're not meant to do. So test driving has been formed again. Right? So let's accept it. Because the packaging, today the packaging is top packaging. Now kwambia mtu anaweka what's it? Airbrush. Filter. The person you're going out with and you're trying to marry has got like 40 filters on them by the time you're meeting them today. So those days with the pastor, the makeup was exactly one thing called lipstick and another one called Cutex and nothing else. There were no 8,000 filters of who you are. What you see is what you get. So the fakeness exists now at the highest level ever, Daddy.
Yeah, right. Now you're talking the fakeness.
Yes, the fakeness.
The reason yes. They want to test a lot is because
they believe it's fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
Here's some more comments. Some more comments here on our SMS line, which is open, is 22422. Pastor, it seems you're too hot. First of all, you have 2 rings.
One is for boxing.
That's Solomon from Nakuru. Oh, sorry, that is okay. That one didn't leave any. But Solomon says, okay, that is Solomon. Sorry, alituma kwanza ataona tutasoma akasema jina yake Solomon FM from Nakuru. Now, Pastor is very right, but my question is, what if you test drive before marriage, and then you still marry the same woman who you test drove? Is this okay?
Why should I test drive something that I'm going to live with it until death? Why am I nimmering her dignity? Why? When I got married, I was given this ring by my wife. When I was inaugurated as a bishop, I was given this ring. That's why it's having a close. It is always on this hand. So nothing about marriage between these.
All right.
Let's come back to the point. It is only death, Roy, which you separate those who are married, according to the truth of marriage. Because marriage is a symbol of Christ and church, how they will marry, or how they have married. So when you are putting dots and that on it, and you are making it a garbage, center, he is not happy about it. And you cannot be successful without God's hand in marriage. You can't. It belongs to him.
That's very strange, because he's actually said the truth. But our perception of God now is we've reduced him today to our level.
Right.
It's very simple. So in fact, right now, God is not the person who helps us. He's the one who frustrates our life. Mungu ananiharibia. You'd have prospered, but it's actually now God who's spoiling the steps of progress. I mean, we are not taking responsibility for who we are. We're not building who we are. Therefore, everything we own or whatever we try to be is cultivated of what wants to be perceived, not the reality of what it is, right? And because of that, as Pastor said, it's very simple. Why are you test driving someone for the fact that you're actually you have the intention of changing your mind later?
Right.
Which means all along is you have not been genuine. I've told you, everything these days is made of plastic and vibranium. Nothing is genuine. Yes? When we go back to being okay with who we are, yes, then we'll have more genuine people and we don't have to test drive. But for now, let me just say, I'll accept and understand why people are test driving, because they don't know what they're meeting. Willis,
yes.
Right now when you're meeting guys, yes? How many people wrote for you a whole novel?
Yeah, that's true.
They write for you three pages. No, three Bibles.
Yes.
Old Testament, New Testament, and kind of in the Middle Testament, about where someone has come from. Until you discover for yourself, man, these stories are coming from all over the place. Because right now, it's all about one, we're sharing stories. 2, we're acting stories, we're building our own stories. You can't trust anything.
Right. What we're going to do is we're going to just take a few comments as well, and we invite you to keep commenting the hashtag, using the hashtag ManCave. Kibunja Vatri says, nowadays guys have wasted their tools with sponsors. They say you can spend the whole life, then you wait for a surprise, only to quit over dissatisfaction. George Kamau says, the test drive is necessary because disappointments after marriage cannot be risked. What we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back. The SMS line is 22422, and the hashtag to use is ManCave.
Have you forgiven me?
Just forget about that. And get some rest for now, okay?
But tell me, will you give me another chance?
Good. Oh, what was that noise? Oh, the jug that I inherited from my grandparents is broken in pieces.
Sheila is staying.
What do you mean staying? Not only did this young lady take advantage of her son, she put him behind bars.
Well, she did the right thing.
Experience the new Nice and Lovely avocado lotion. New 24-hour nourishment avocado lotion. Nice and Lovely brings out the best in you.
We can solve this amicably.
Amicably? Amicably, did you say? How? By healing him? Or compensating him for the days he missed school due to the injuries?
This is a huge burden for your sister-in-law. How long will you be able to hide this from everyone? That you have given birth to a girl and not a boy?
The day when she stands on her feet,
Mom, why don't I have friends?
there will be a threat to her mother's life, because the mother had lied. Wadis, every Monday to Friday at 5 p.m.
All right, welcome back to Man Cave right here on the Power Breakfast Show. Today we're talking about why people feel the need to test drive their vehicles before purchase. Test, of course, here we're talking about why people feel the need to engage in sex before marriage, really, to help us...
or live together.
Or live together, cohabit and get a habit. We have Pastor Kuria, who is with us today, and also Roy Karuhizi, Sheila Komoka, not feeling well today, but ndani. Right, so I guess we'll pick up the conversation, and we left off with Kibet, I believe that was the name, who talked about how women these days, Kibunja, says nowadays girls have wasted their tools with sponsors, so it's good to test if you can withstand this for the rest of your life, rather than waiting for a surprise only to quit over dissatisfaction. So there's the whole sponsor element.
I wonder how serious the problem has become. It's reached a point where even the guys are now kubaling, that's the way the chicks are. You see, they've reached a point of defeat. You know, there's that thing where we go through 5 stages of what misery. Where you start by fighting the problem, going to depression, and then you learn to accept. Where guys have reached now, Kibunja is actually trying to make the comment that chicks have chopped mileage so much that you might as well assume she already has mileage and you don't test drive. That's where we've reached. And you know why? Because what has he said? Because of sponsors and stuff like that. Because people are not genuinely living their life or sharing the true story of where they are, who they live with, and who they cohabit with outside you. You don't know whether the vehicle you're jumping into is going to drop you and pick someone else 2 hours after that.
May I ask you, I add on what Loy is saying so that he can answer the question that I'm going to ask. When I am test driving, who am I comparing the lady with? What exactly am I looking for? Where did I get the experience? Because also the lady can also do the same.
You should, primarily.
She can do the same. What about if I feel the car is okay, but the car feels that I'm not driving the car the way it should be driven?
You know, the assumption is that men already come second hand.
Yeah, that's another unfortunate.
That's an unfortunate example.
It's weird, yeah.
It is expected the guy will come second hand. Because that's expected. But you see, for ladies, it affects your relationship a lot,
right?
Dependent on the number of
because of the emotional
passengers carried in previous relationships, right? Unfortunately, yeah. So that's a measure. It's an unfortunate measure, but it's a reality, Pastor. You can fight it all you want.
Can we say that the society have lost the way? Now, my question is, if the morals continue decaying the way they are now, where is the future?
Exactly, big point.
Of our generation. Where is the future of our ladies? Where is the future of our men? Because they will end up, the lady will end up dumping the young men and now going for what's this? Come away with Sasa. They will start looking for you because they always see you in the TV. They see, they think that you are highly paid. They listen you in the radio. They know this guy has tunes.
No.
So they are just going to come because they know they are being rejected, because they are being called now Mkebe. Unaniita Mkebe. When I was not Mkebe, what exactly did you see in me? And if I'm Mkebe, why did you come to me? I think something somewhere is wrong
with the society. And these are Shilambai from Chuka says, I suppose that it is important to test drive a man before marriage. Main reason behind it, I have seen a friend who married this guy, who was pushed by the parents to get married, and then up to today they never drive. Test drive. Then somebody else says then somebody says high citizen way of life comes as a result of our beliefs and values. Pastors' values are known. How about the others in the studio? Wanaitwa Chebi kutoka Baringo County. Anatutetea man.
Okay, you know Pastor, the reality is, and I think we've all accepted, Willis, that as you saying, the society will go into decay further and further. You're hoping you won't be there by that time to run away from the problem.
I'll miss nothing.
No, but the reality is, this is where we are. And for me, what my biggest worry is whether there's any hope to regenerate or to rebuild from here. Because the fact is, we have accepted people are test driving, but they're test driving with good reason. Because we have made ourselves untrustworthy. So that is the good reason with which it be done. Because how many cases, just like that, that's just one case, but how many cases have been reported of, hey, ulikuwa nafikiria kona mbili, kume the guys who are supporting her, she doesn't have a sponsor, she has a sponsor team. She has a goalie, 6 defenders, I don't know how many strikers. Right? She's supporting her. She's an Uber. And just like her, the guy is also in the same situation. Him is supporting another 5,080 on the other corner. There is no trust, so it's made everyone decline and push back into relationships. What's going to happen is you're going to have more out-of-marriage relationships. Because no one is going to see the essence of committing. Why am I committing when even 10 years or 15 years into this, I will never be sure? It's going to be less and less commitment.
I believe we still have a chance.
We created this hole.
We have a chance to redeem ourselves. We have a chance to redeem ourselves. Comparing with the time that we were using plastic papers. It became a time.
As clothes or what?
It became a time. The NEMA, I don't know whether the NEMA or the government said no more plastic papers. No more carrying plastic papers. And then everybody embraced it. We can also say to our kids, we who are parents, teach them how to maintain their dignity. But if you yourself as a parent, you don't have the dignity and integrity, how are you going to teach your son or your kid? Because the children's eyes are not, the children's ears are not these ones. They are eyes. They do what they see.
That's a very strange looking child.
Yeah. They do what they see, not what they hear. So we have to practice these values in our homes so that our kids can see role models. Now they are lacking role models. No wonder that's why they are being used and tested by anybody they meet on the way. And I think, Roy, there is a chance. And I want to tell people we can change. We can bring back the lever to it.
Yeah, but you talked about plastic bags.
For a moment there.
We are a bit confused about plastic bags in your time. You usually go and go, or plastic bags in our time, where for carrying other things. You may have to get the times right. Anyway, but as we talk about, you will go and buy plastic bags. This will go to a plastic bag. So you confuse us there. But one strange thing you talked about plastic bags is enforcing stuff. Because the reason why guys accepted the ban because it's enforced, right? So are we saying that we should start enforcing things in relationships and saying, wait, if you stay with her or if you do this and that, then it's a commitment?
That's from our homes.
There are some, they are there are some things that I think, I don't know if the law is it that you could back in there for 2 years, then you're deemed to be kind of legally in some sort of commitment, cohabiting. If you do it for more than 2 years, something which you have to prove. And but the other thing is there are penalties, you know, stricter fines. But at the base of it all, I think it becomes a personal sort of decision or initiative.
Yes.
Because like Roy said, the two things both of you have pointed out is that one, it's people are doing it because you want to get on a fire. It seems like it's the in thing. Sasa kama mini fourth hand, to a delay.
Yeah,
and it's the unfortunate
and
situation.
Yes, but as you're saying, it's these personal decisions. But notice something here. Pakistan is what has disappeared. Kamui Stay existed, right? A few thousand years ago, right before these dinosaurs. Right? It was Kamui Stay. Do you know Kamui Stay was respected? Because in the 80s, 70s, 90s, a guy and a chick staying together after a long time would always lead to something. In fact, what used to happen and what we've been seeing just until the recent past was, after these guys have lived together for about 15, 20 years, what happens? The guy then commits and they get married later on. So you found a lot of people getting married, saying, oh, now we're getting married. Which these young guys in today's society, I wonder what the heck are they talking about? Because these ones are staying with the intention of leaving later. That is why the only reason why I will discourage it, I might say, I understand why you're test driving, but why I'll discourage it, Willis, in today's society, those things are going nowhere. Because they have already been done with Mpango over. I'm going to be here for the next few years, and let's see how it goes, then Kwepa. They're not leading anywhere. But come, we said before it was as good as a marriage, right? Now it's not, it's disappeared.
There is something I want to tell you, Roy, and I want to support you on that. There is a time you say that it's good, but Willis, something might be, you might do something which is very good, but it's not right.
They say it might be a good idea, but it's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. I don't support the testing drives and whatever. I don't support them at all. But
you just India come by and buy.
But come by and buy. I think if God reads my way, if God's word shows me the right to the right person, I don't think He'll ever make a mistake. And I don't want to misuse my calories. I have told you that before. Roy came.
Oh yes, you talked about those.
I don't want to misuse my calories.
Misuses calories.
Because I'm going to misuse the best. And I'll remain with the Magogodanyo. So hata nikienda kuzaa nitazaa watoto wana makamasi, wana nini, they don't have form, wanakaa kama wamechorwa na maka, you know.
Kama makaa.
Kama makaa, kwa sababu I lost the best.
All kinds of shapes.
Let me take final comments here because it's getting pretty interesting on 22422. Pastor kuna mtu kama kawaida anasema usome verse. I don't know if you have the time because I know you need to cross over to Joey. But somebody says here, anyway, maybe tutafuta 2 Timothy 3:16. Then somebody says, Waithaka kutoka Eldoret anasema hivi, marriage is wholly constituted by the word of God. The scriptures are not like the Kenyan Katiba, amending to fit our selfish desires. No matter how many ladies support the test drive before marriage,
it's wrong.
It's wrong. Minor Joseph from Eldoret says, when God made Adam and Eve, what was the intention for them on earth? Purity brings honesty. Robert from Dandora says, hapo hiyo kenye Kush anasema, my friend, haiwezekani. Because usipo test drive, atatestiwa. Then Rispa from Kisumu County Nyakach, Moro AIC, anasema, are you talking about vehicles of human beings? Could you call a spade a spade? Sasa Rispa najua kuna mtu anaitwa
1 Timothy?
2 Timothy 3:16.
Okay.
Kuna laws that govern broadcast, so we can't use certain words. So when you are to sex before marriage, that's as far as we'll go.
And come we stay.
And come we stay, all right? And then somebody, Moredi from Kilili says test drive is okay because some cars have been used have been used so much you can't even understand. So you need to test. And then Wafula from Busia says test driving is a must. Huwezi nunua mbuzi kwa gunia.
I think we have accepted it's second nature for this society, and because we know that if they don't do this, at the end of the day they're still going to separate. So we might as well look the other side.
Yes, because I remember, I mean, there was a time, and it's an interesting point of view. I remember the time we were having a conversation here, and I remember you said that sometimes it is, and that's how relationships are these days, unfortunately, is that let's get that out of the way.
Yes.
Let's do this, get it out of the way.
Let's deal.
Yeah, let's just deal. So if this is what you want,
let's deal.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
Because what's happening now is that with the unsurety, I might as well look at them and look the other way and say, okay, let them try it and see if it works. But I'll tell you this, the moment it extends, in today's world, the extension of that test driving and come we stay builds complacency in today's society. It's not like before. As I said before, once guys have been test driving, they've been the motive for so long, you may go at least. Right? At that time, they just commit themselves and get married after about 10 years. You find them having even 3 kids, and people think they're not married, and they got married. Now, once it goes at 5, 10 years, my friend, that one is exactly going to 0. You will find people going after 7, 8 years, and they'll stay together.
No, channel.
Yes, that's going to happen this year. So this one, if you start seeing yourself test driving, yeah, and you're saying you're lying to yourself that test driving, but just say you're wasting each other's time, staying together for the next 3 years, 4 years, or 2 to 3 years.
Right. So
and you're not committed. Let me tell you, Willis.
Yes.
Funga your story.
I'm going to allow you to make your comment and then your final comment.
Okay.
We'll cross over to Joy
now
on location.
Number 1, test driving does not add anything in love. Because if it adds anything in love, using my whatever is it between my ears, there could be no divorce. Because the guys who are divorcing, they have done it for quite some time. So it adds no love at all.
Yes, exactly.
It adds no love. And I will tell people, let's maintain dignity and integrity in marriage. Let's not misdo it like animals. We are not animals. We are human beings who have the capacity of thinking and reasoning. Let's have power to make decisions. If a man comes to you, he only wants to test you, then I don't think that is the right person in your life.
Yeah, I think Willis, he's made a good point there.
Yeah.
Very clear that if you're going to get anywhere near this vehicle, and I'm saying this both supporting, as Roy supporting both women and men, please, if you get that test driving, call it what it is. Just ask yourself if you're genuinely doing it with the intention of buying the vehicle, not enjoying the vehicle. Because only on a test drive these days, they drive the car after how many months will it you see them coming to the office that Nanduzi. After they've been driving some watch a 4-wheel drive, 5-wheel drive. Like after a few months, his game has changed. Right? Therefore, if you're going to do it and call it test driving and whatever it is, test drive to see you're just doing it genuinely, which is I find very hard. But I think you should enter knowing with the intention of I intend to stay. Both of you need to be determined, and both of you need to agree and be focused on agreeing the intention of where a relationship is going. Not this attitude of let's see. There's no seeing. It's about let's do. We should start fading it.
Right.
Such that we can now say, if we're going to test drive relationships, 6 months at most. In your pastor, 6 months, 1 year, you're out. At most. Not those things of where only we're on the year 3 of test driving. No. 6 months at most, game short, you're out. Because I believe it's not genuine. I think when you're genuine, we should enter with the intention of staying. That's my only problem.
All right, so I'd like to say thank you so much for all your comments. For those of you I know I didn't get to read a lot of your comments on 2242 and also on the hashtag ManCave. We'll be back next week. And hopefully Sheila will be feeling much better by then. At the end of the day, like we said, we always put things out there on the table. It's a topic that needs to be discussed. The great Barack Obama said you can have your own opinions, but you can't have your own facts. There are facts based on your values. If you're a Christian, you know the facts that sex before marriage is not right. If you want to go with what the world is saying, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, you make the choice. But like Roy said, like Pastor said, let's all be genuine and let's try to bring back some integrity in the game. I want to cross over to Joey Mudhengi on the other side. She's talking about, I don't know if you can help Pasi. It's about scalping. So if you have a receding hairline, implant.
Kuongeza.
Yes, unaweza ongeza.
You put manure.
Utaona vile itakuwa.
Like you.
So the hashtag on behalf of Fred Nimuli, asanteni sana for watching. Successful people look like you. Great Manchester United, like you saw yesterday. Over to you, Joey.